So the next task after cleaning the whole floor is to sort out all of the rust. So there's a little bit of bare metal here. It's not really rusted yet, but we'll treat that. Anything that's back to the bare metal we want to treat, and anything rusty.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I'm B and with my partner Theo we're converting this beast of a panel van into a van to live in full time with our cat. As you saw in the last video, we got the floor out. That was a massive palaver, but we had nowhere to put it, so it's back in the van because we were working in a public car park. Now we're in our workshop, so today everything's coming out. We're going to give her a good deep clean, look for any rust and just get all that sort of stuff started. We really want to get the ball rolling on this conversion now. We're super excited for it, and we've got a little light set up as well, which is really helpful. I'd also like to say a massive thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. We're going to talk about them a little bit later on, but for now, let's get cracking.
So the first job this evening is to completely clean the van. So we need to get everything out, store it outside, and then we've got a complete blank canvas to start the build.
With your hand on your heart, please tell me which way to go, 'cause I sure don't know. One piece in hand is a start, but it's a mighty.
So the live stream is set up and ready to go on YouTube, so make sure you keep an eye out and put the notification tab on, because otherwise you will miss our live streams from building out the van. We're going to be doing lots of them. So B has single-handedly cleaned out the whole back of the van, and now she's ready to do the hoovering. This is actually really exciting because it's very clean on the inside, but
I've swept there already.
She has swept it, but there is this obviously residue on the floor, so I can't wait to see it crystal clear.
Making it look easy.
Yeah, these come out super easy. I was so worried that these were going to be exactly like how the floor was. Really difficult to get out, but in fact, not hard at all, which is a nice surprise.
Not soul destroying.
Better not jinx it for the bulkhead.
I know you, I reckon you have. What should we do with this handle? Think it'd be useful for anywhere else in the van, or?
Might be able to reuse it, but probably not. It's not really in fitting with our style of van, is it?
No, I suppose we could always like try and modify it, paint it a different colour or something.
Maybe we could use it as like a...
towel rail?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good, actually, that's a good idea.
Keep the bolts in.
We'll hold on to it.
There's one there, and then there's one there. And obviously, you can see where it's pressed in against the...
Sorry, just watch my shadow.
You can see where it's pressed in against the metal, and it's started to rust a little bit. Just a little bit of surface rust, so obviously we need to sand that back and treat it. So I'm inside the van. It's absolutely nice and clean now. Well, pretty much. It needs to be wiped down, but we've been looking around for any rust, and there's hardly any on the floor whatsoever. There's a tiny little bit on one of the wheel arches on the top, just a little bit of surface rust. But apart from that, it's just little bits of screws, like where screws have gone into the floor or into the side of one of the beams, but nothing major whatsoever, so that's really, really good news. So the next thing we're going to do this evening is remove the bulkhead. So as you can see, it's a big piece of metal, it's very heavy. You can see again, it's these same Torx bolts, but I reckon they're going to come out just fine, so fingers crossed. Yeah! One down.
With your heart on your sleeve, it's a fine line between letting go.
There's 2 nasty bolts left in the bottom. Theo hasn't tried to get them out yet, but really hope that we can get them out, because it's going to be heartbreaking if we've got to drill them out, because I don't want to do that.
It's literally a terrifying moment.
Oh, yes. We had nothing to worry about. Number 1 has come out.
Don't speak too soon. Do you know why I think these ones come out easier than the ones in the floor? Is because they haven't got all the dirt and grime building up underneath the van into the bolt, so they don't stick. These are just literally into metal, so there's no grime to like fasten them together. I think I'm going to try and use the drill though.
For the last bit?
Yeah. Let's see what I've got. You know when you get cocky and you think that it's just going to turn with your hand, and there's no chance whatsoever. Yes! Another one out, that's it. It's all out.
Let's get the bulkhead out. We've just discovered some bolts behind the bulkhead.
Down here.
They're in the floor.
So we thought we were out of the woods, but obviously not.
So really hope they're not going to be the same challenge that the last ones were.
So I take my love and hide it away from those who steal till I find my way. How will I call? How will I call?
So as you can see behind me, there is now no more bulkhead. It's all free behind me, which is super excited. It really opens up the van, and it wasn't as hard as we thought it would be. So yeah, really happy about that. Check it out.
It looks so good.
It does.
Opens the van out so much.
I need to hoover along where we've removed it, and then I can clean. I've got my water and my sponge ready. So let's go.
So B is doing a brilliant job at cleaning the floor. So the next task after cleaning the whole floor is to sort out all of the rust. So there's a little bit of bare metal here. It's not really rusted yet, but we'll treat that. Anything that's back to the bare metal we want to treat, and anything rusty. Good news is though, there is hardly any rust. So you can see here, there's a little bit there starting to form where the bolt once was. But apart from that, there's not much. There's just little bits and pieces here and there. So worth buying a newer van for that. So Around the World in As Long As It Takes showed us, when we went to meet them, I think it was in the last video, how to strip off all of this really ingrained dirt. And it's good to use white spirit, just a tiny little bit, because you don't want to, it is paint thinner, so you don't want to strip the paint all the way back, but just a little bit. And this is how good it works. You ready? Completely gone. Go over it with a moist sponge. That's good.
So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, today's video has been sponsored by Squarespace, who we have our own website through, and also our online store, which has been really fantastic, especially with selling merchandise, which we've only started doing in the last year. We've got some really cool stuff on there. We recently brought out a really cool adventure rig t-shirt based on a Mercedes Vario that we absolutely love. So if you want to check out our shop, what it looks like and what Squarespace is all about, just head to squarespace.com/indieprojects for 10% off your first purchase. Head over to theindieprodects.com/shop and check out our new merchandise. Join us on Patreon for exclusive content, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.